We often think of food as a nourishment, a sustenance, and a source of pleasure. But what if I told you if your favorite food is actually one of the most dangerous food in the world? Keep watching and the number one food will surprise you. Hi healthy peeps, welcome back to our lovely channel Triple H How to be Happy and Healthy. And I'm here, Dr. Hans. I will share you now about the top 5 most dangerous foods in the world. Okay, now I'm gonna tell you first about what we know about dangerous means, because if we don't know the exact word dangerous, it could be biased, it could be confuse you. So many people think that the dangerous thing is kill you the fastest. So if you drink something or if you take something, then you will have a severe symptom. It will be like the dangerous food. Or maybe it could be it killed the most people. Which one? And many people think that about food, the dangerous meal is about the high calories and then about the high sugar, or maybe the highly processed food that now we know we call it as a junk food. So which one that you think that this is the most dangerous food? Then if we are talking about the fast or the slow, and it will be more clear which one is the most dangerous, because the fast death is maybe if you take the poisonous food, like the poisonous fish, the poisonous mushroom, the poisonous drink, that it will give you the fast symptom. Or maybe the slow death that many people say that it's like a silent killer, you couldn't notice when it happened, when it give you the most severe symptom, later on the days, maybe five years from now, 10 years from now, then we call it as a metabolic syndrome or syndrome X. Because what happened to our body is we got a slow grade inflammation in our body that maybe you don't realize for now, but you will realize days later, or maybe a years later, or even longer. And we call it the slow death or the metabolic syndrome, such as a hypertension, hyperuricemia, or hyperglycemia, stroke, or a high blood pressure as a degenerative diseases in our society. And if you take a look at the study, the fast death, the poisonous food, it has a number of death is 3,000 person per year. And we compare to the slow death, degenerative diseases in our world society is 30 million persons per year. So now, if you compare the number of the death incident, we know that which one is the most dangerous case. Is it the fast death or slow death? You give me the answer. So now, if you take a look about the food, be concerned about the meal, anything that you put in your mouth, there are 5 most dangerous food that you need to be aware. And maybe one of them is your favorite food, is the food that you eat every day and you think that I think it's healthy. Okay, we started from the number 1, but I will start it from the least, or the bottom of the rank. So we're gonna talk about the number 5 most dangerous food in the world is, yes, is a bread. Yeah. What kind of bread? Is it a white bread? Is it a rye bread? Is it a whole wheat bread? Because there are many variety of breads that sell now, but I think most of all, even though it's a whole wheat bread, it's just have a really small amount of whole wheat, and 90% or maybe 80%, 20% of whole wheat is the maximum, and it will it will taste like a rock stone. Like if you like just throw away, and your dog will like will shout if if it's like the real whole wheat. So most of bread that commercially sell in our society is actually it's like a highly processed bread. Then it's highly processed grain. Then people add like some preservatives, some chemicals like acidifier, stabilizer, food enhancer, and etc. And most of all, like contains high sugar in any kind of forms. So actually, there are like many names of sugar, and I will not tell you about all the names now. And maybe like the next video I will share to you about like the different names of sugar. There are very like many now, and it keep going, it keep like add more about the name of sugar that you you haven't heard about it before. And most of all, the most problem of many people now is gluten. And if you think that gluten is the villain, then like if you remove the gluten, it will be good. Like maybe yes, maybe no, because gluten is actually it's not about like a people. It's not prone to people who only have celiac disease, but also people who have like a gluten sensitivity. And now many people got like a digestive issues, like a gut symptoms, gut problem, just because of they add or they eat gluten in their diet. So we're gonna move to the number 4 most dangerous food in the world, which is, yes, it's a breakfast cereal. Yeah, breakfast cereal that you often give to your kids, then you often like consume in the early of your day, and you think that breakfast is the most important time to eat, isn't it? I don't think so. Because if you take a look from your favorite breakfast cereal, the first three ingredients, you should check it now. You should take your breakfast cereal, then you check it. The first three ingredients, I'm pretty sure that it's like a sugar or maybe high fructose corn syrup, the worst sugar in the world, then glucose syrup, or maybe another name of sugar. Then they will put like some wheat, some corn, crispy rice, or any kind of ingredients, and also coloring, flavoring, chemicals, preservatives, just name it. Or even the antioxidant that they put is synthetic antioxidant that like it act as a preservatives for the cereal. Then if you think that maybe it will be good if I consume with if I serve it with a skim milk or low fat milk. Well, if you think so, maybe you should check your skim milk or your chocolate low fat milk as well, like how much sugar that they put inside your milk. Because low fat or maybe skim milk, non-fat, it doesn't mean that it's good, because all the things that they put inside is also almost the same like your breakfast cereal. Yes, all is chemical and many sugar that they have inside it. Then we move to the number 3 most dangerous food in the world is, yes, fruit juice. Yep, fruit juice. Many people think that fruit has natural sugar, so it must be good, right? Well, the natural sugar, but first of all, we need to differentiate. You need to know about like what's the difference between fruit juice, and smoothies, because these two are different. If you talk about like a fruit juice, it's like a concentrated. You just like remove all the insoluble fiber, so the rest you got is only the soluble fiber. It's different to the smoothies. Like you blend it all, and you got all the remains. Then you drink of it all. You don't just take the liquid of of the fruit that you blend. So it's called smoothie. And what I'm talking about now is a fruit juice, the one that you just take the liquid without all the remains of the fruit. So if you take the natural sugar of the fruit that you think it's healthy, it's actually a fructose. Yes, it's 100% fructose if you take all the liquid. Then the fructose is the only one you can metabolize by your liver. That's why many people now experience or develop non-alcoholic fatty liver disease because of what? Because of high fructose. Then if you pay attention that this liquid, this concentrated liquid is also concentrated sugar. That's why it will spike your blood sugar, then it will spike your insulin, then it could make your condition metabolic syndrome, which called hyperuricemia, just because of hyperinsulinemia or high insulin in your blood. Then many of fruit juice that you take, that you have, that you get from the supermarket, mini market, all of them are pasteurized. And when it's pasteurized, it will be fortified with many synthetic vitamin. Just name it, like a vitamin C, vitamin D, vitamin A, then minerals and anything. But all of them are fortified. It's not natural vitamin. Then the vitamin C, the natural vitamin C, will be dead. Because what? Because vitamin C is really highly sensitive to heat. And because of that they put another like a vitamin C, which is ascorbic acid. It's like a synthetic vitamin C, not the natural one, that all the enzyme is also dead for the pasteurized or maybe packaged fruit juice that you got in your favorite supermarket. Then we move to the number 2 most dangerous food in the world, which is, maybe this is your favorite one, the low-fat dairy. Yes, low-fat dairy. Dairy product is like a many variety. It's like a milk, then yogurt, then cheese, then a whipped cream. And many people now, they make like a healthy dairy product by making them low-fat. Why? Because many people think that fat is dangerous. Fat is will increase your cholesterol, will make you fat, will make you have like a heart disease, stroke, and etc. And I'm pretty sure if you updating, if you learn about what is the really happen in our society, it's not about like a high fat consumption, but yes, it's like a high carbs or high sugar consumption. Because when you process this dairy become low fat, it would like a highly processed, then they will add more chemical and anything that you don't understand when you read the label. And it's like a chemical cocktails in your low fat dairy. Then you can have like a high sugar dairy product as well if you take the drink like a yogurt drink, or maybe if you take like the low fat milk, just like what I mentioned before, skim milk with like a flavoring, chocolate, mocha, or anything. And if you think that many of them written by natural flavor, yeah, maybe that's like one of the way to hide the sugar inside it. Then most of them they claim that it's like a high calcium also. Well, high calcium is good, yeah, when it's natural, but if you take the processed or highly processed low fat dairy, the calcium that you intake, that you get in that product, is actually also the synthetic calcium, which is most of them most likely is calcium carbonate, the worst calcium ever. And are you ready for the number 1 most dangerous food in the world? Yes, it's vegetable oil. Yeah, the vegetable oils that existed, that available in your aisles of supermarket everywhere, and everyone thinks that
it's healthy because it's low in saturated fat.
Because saturated fat is like the bad fat that we need to avoid. So the vegetable oil, because it comes from vegetable, it must be healthy, right?
Not likely. Yeah, because if you think that vegetables are healthy, but it's not about the vegetable oil. Just name it like a soybean oil, then canola oil, safflower oil, corn oil. All of them called as vegetable oil, and it's not as healthy as you think. Why? Because most of them are high inflammatory. It's high in omega 6. The ratio between omega 6 and omega 3 is like a very far. So we should have like a omega 6 omega 3 ratio is 1 to 1, or maybe like the maximum is 1 to 2. But from vegetable oil, it could be like a 1 to 20. So it's like it could like trigger your insulin resistance. Even it's not as high as you take like a high sugar, but it could contribute to insulin resistance. Then it's like a highly processed. They put like a solvent, they degum it, they deodorize it to make it like look good. And vegetable oil is not only for deep frying. If you think like doc, I never eat like a deep frying food anymore. But what if I told you that, as I told you in the beginning, what if I told you if one of your favorite food, uh, is it like a pastry? It's like a croissant? Yeah. Then chips, tortilla chips, potato chips, then cookie, then peanut butter sandwich, or anything. It's also contain vegetable oil without you deep frying it, without you put extra oil in your favorite meal. Because deep frying is actually just one of the things that contain vegetable oil if you're frying with that. So like you need to take a look about like what's really inside your favorite food. And the problem with deep frying actually like it depends on what you fry. If you put like French fries, then you put like donuts or any kind of stars, then you deep fry it, it will oxidize the fat and plus the starch, and it become the AGEs, advanced glycation end products, the most dangerous substance that will make you have all the metabolic disease or all metabolic syndrome. So, well, the today's issue, like, is it only about food, doc? Like, what if I like just like don't eat all this food that you mentioned that it's like dangerous? Because like most of people like they eat it, they just fine. They just like don't feel bad about it. They just don't dead in a second. Yeah, of course. Just like what I told you in the beginning, it's not about like the fast death, but it's like the slow process that you experience day by day, and you think that maybe it's okay if I just eat it like once a week, or maybe just twice a week, and just keep going without you realize it, and tada! When you check your blood work, you will be shocked. And that's what happened to many of my patients. And the today's issue is all about stress. Yes, the high stress and chronic stress, which is like it consists of many kind of stress, many types of stress. Just like a structural stress, which is like many people sitting all day long, then they have like a bad posture, then they don't realize it. Then like a sedentary lifestyle, people just like really like don't want to move, like don't want to be active every day. Also emotional stress that you experience from your workload, your relationship, then it'll make you anxiety. And the most of all that I told you, that I tell you today, is about the chemical stress that you don't realize. So it's about like a pollution that you get every day in your environment, and also from your food. So all the food, like the fake food, that claim to be healthy, vegan friendly, or etc., you have to take a look. You have to beware, because like most of them are GMO, most of them are artificial, and most of them is like the most dangerous food that you don't realize you consume every day. So again, it's not about like the fasting, the fast food, but it's also about your lifestyle, your habit that maybe you don't realize it for now. If you like this content, you can share it with your loved one. Thank you. I'm Dr. Hans, and see you in the next video.